The Philadelphia Eagles might have just stumbled upon the spark they needed, and it comes at a time when all eyes were starting to shift from hopeful to hesitant. 2 weeks into the season, it's been a mixed bag. On one hand, they're sitting undefeated at dois wins and 0 losses, leading the NFC East. On the other, the offense has looked anything but convincing under new leadership. Still, amid all the criticism and concern, there's a growing sense that something big is brewing in Philly, and not just on offense. The defense, under Vic Fangio's guidance, is beginning to look like a full-blown nightmare for opposing teams. Young players are rising fast, new additions are making an instant impact, and the energy on that side of the ball might be enough to carry this team deep into the season. Let's start with the offense, though, because as much as the defense is lighting things up, it's the offense that's been under the microscope since week 1. The expectations were sky high coming into the season, but after 2 games, the unit hasn't exactly delivered. Kevin Bulla, the new offensive coordinator, has taken most of the heat, and honestly, it's deserved. From basic route concepts to predictable play calling, the Eagles just haven't looked creative or dangerous with the ball. Watching the tape from their win over the Kansas City Chiefs, it's clear they left a lot of plays on the field. The passing game has been conservative, almost timid at times. Everything's been short, quick, and safe, which might work in stretches, but it's not enough to keep up with the elite offenses in the league. Even when the offensive line holds up and give Jalen Hurts time to throw, the options downfield have felt limited. Too many plays with A.J. Brown lined up wide running the exact same routes. Not enough action across the middle of the field. Not enough creativity in motion or formation. And maybe the most concerning thing of all, there's already a clear tell when it comes to whether it's a run or a pass, based purely on formation. That's a huge problem in the NFL. You can't give defenses that kind of head start. Nick Sirianni knows it too. On Monday, when asked about the lack of explosive plays, he was honest, saying that creating those big chunk plays would be a priority in practice moving forward. And that's a good sign, because no matter how many issues the offense has right now, there's still time to fix it. It's still early, and the Eagles are winning despite all of this. That matters. They're winning games while playing far from their best football. That's a sign of a great team, one that can find ways to win even when one side of the ball isn't clicking. But now is when we'll really learn what Kevin Bulla is made of. Can he adjust? Can he evolve the offense to take full advantage of the weapons at his disposal? Because make no mistake, this team is loaded. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, these are top-tier talents. They just haven't been used in a way that strikes fear into defenses yet. And this upcoming game against the Los Angeles Rams might be the perfect opportunity to finally flip the switch. That's because the Eagles might have caught a massive break heading into this next matchup. The Rams will be without one of their top cornerbacks, Ahkello Witherspoon, who's been placed on injured reserve after suffering a broken clavicle in their Week 2 win. Obviously, you never root for injuries, and we hope Witherspoon recovers quickly. But in terms of matchups, this is a huge development. It opens the door for the Eagles' passing game to finally find its rhythm. Whoever replaces Witherspoon will be a step down in talent and experience, and if Philly's smart, they'll go after that matchup early and often. There's even speculation that former first-round pick Emmanuel Forbes could be in line to fill that spot. And if that's the case, well, A.J. Brown has to be licking his chops. Because if you remember last season when Forbes was with the Commanders, A.J. Brown absolutely torched him. We're talking about one of the most dominant 2-game stretches any receiver had against a single defender in recent memory. In the first matchup, A.J. had 9 catches for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. In the second, he followed it up with 8 grabs for 130 yards and 2 more scores. All of that against Forbes. It wasn't just bad, it was a beatdown. So if Forbes ends up covering A.J. Brown again, there's a real chance we see a vintage A.J. performance. The kind of breakout game that not only lights up the stat sheet, but jumpstarts the entire offense. That's what this team needs right now. A spark. Something to get them back into a groove. And with the Rams down a key defensive piece, the opportunity is right there. But while we've been focused on the offensive struggles and the hope for a bounce back, the real story of the season so far might be what's happening on the other side of the ball. Because Vic Fangio's defense has quietly become one of the scariest units in the league. And what's even more impressive is how quickly it's come together. The youth movement on the defensive line is in full swing, and these guys aren't just developing. They're dominating. Take Jordan Davis. Through the first 2 games of the season, he's playing the best football of his entire career. He's disruptive, explosive, and leading all NFL defensive linemen in both solo and assisted tackles. That's not normal. That's elite. Then you've got Jalen Carter, still not in top shape according to Fangio, but already making big impact plays. He's bullying interior linemen, spinning off blocks, and getting to the quarterback. His talent is unreal. And then there's Nolan Smith, who's showing flashes off the edge with his quick bend and finishing ability. Together, this trio is becoming a problem. A big one. They were relentless against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Whether it was stopping short yardage runs, chasing plays down from behind, or simply collapsing the pocket, they were everywhere. And it wasn't just the big names. Moro Ojomo had 6 total pressures in that game, which led the entire team. He may not be the flashiest player, but he was constantly disrupting plays and finished with a 22.2% pass rush win rate. That's elite territory. And Vic Fangio isn't surprised. He's been saying it for a while. Ojomo's the real deal, and now that he's getting more reps, we're finally seeing it on the field. Then there's the newest face in that defensive line rotation, Zadarius Smith. This guy was sitting on his couch just 2 weeks ago, waiting for the phone to ring. Now he's out there bullying offensive linemen, wrapping up running backs, and getting to the quarterback. Watching him work against Kansas City, it didn't look like a guy who just joined the team. It looked like someone who's been there for years. He set the edge, crushed the run, and even got in Mahomes' face. That's the kind of veteran presence this team needed, especially after losing Brandon Graham. And it sounds like the Eagles brought him in for exactly that reason. They told him straight up, "We want you to play the Brandon Graham role. Be the leader. Be the tone setter." And after one game, it's clear Smith is more than up for the task. So when you combine all of that, the rising stars, the breakout performances, the veteran leadership, you get a defensive line that's not just good. It's special, and it's not stopping there. The rest of the defense is stepping up too. Andrew Makuba was all over the field against the Chiefs. Jair Brown and Zach Bond made key plays. Quinyon Mitchell looked like a lockdown corner. Even Adoree Jackson, who struggled in Week 1, bounced back with a better showing in Week 2. Yes, he still made mistakes, including one blown assignment late in the game, but overall, it was a step in the right direction. And that's really the story here. Growth. This defense isn't perfect, but it's learning fast. It's improving every week. And it's already miles ahead of where it was at this point last season. That's what should scare the rest of the league. Because if the offense starts to figure things out and this defense keeps trending up, then the Eagles are going to be a serious problem. Not just in the NFC, but in the entire league. And now all attention turns to Week 3, where the Eagles are set to face the Los Angeles Rams in what's shaping up to be one of their biggest early season tests. Both teams are undefeated. Both have playoff aspirations, and both know that this game could set the tone for the next stretch of their season. For the Eagles, this isn't just another matchup. It's a chance to prove that they can dominate on both sides of the ball and that the struggles on offense are more of a temporary hiccup than a long-term concern. But make no mistake, this is going to be a battle. The Rams have talent across the board, and their offense, in particular, has been explosive to start the year. Vic Fangio and his defense are going to have their hands full. Sean McVay's system is built to challenge defenses at every level. He uses motion, play action, and tempo to create mismatches and confusion. And this year, with a fully healthy Matthew Stafford under center and a wide receiver room that's proving to be deeper than expected, the Rams look dangerous. The addition of rookie standout Puka Nacua and the return of Tutu Atwell have added a whole new layer to their passing game. Combine that with their ground attack, and you've got an offense that's hard to predict and even harder to stop. Fangio knows it. He's seen enough of McVay's scheme over the years to understand that you can't afford to be a step late. Preparation has to be sharp. Communication has to be crisp. Because if you slip, even for a second, the Rams will make you pay. But if there's a defense that can match up with what McVay's throwing at them, it's probably this one. The Eagles are built front to back with speed, power, and now depth. That defensive line we just talked about, they're going to be critical in this one. Disrupting the timing of Stafford, collapsing the pocket, and forcing quick decisions is the best way to keep this Rams offense in check. And don't be surprised if Fangio dials up more aggressive looks early on. The Eagles didn't blitz a ton in the first 2 games, but that could change here if they think they can confuse the Rams' protection schemes. Still, as good as the defense has been, they're not going to win this game alone. At some point, the offense is going to have to step up and take some pressure off the defense. That means Jalen Hurts needs to find a rhythm early. That means A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert need to be more involved, not just on checkdowns or quick outs, but in the intermediate and deep parts of the field. They have to stretch this defense. They have to start forcing safeties to back off, linebackers to hesitate, corners to think twice before jumping a route. That's what explosive plays do. They open up everything else. And right now, that's what this offense has been missing. The coaching staff knows this. That's why Sirianni was so vocal earlier in the week about putting a bigger emphasis on explosive plays during practice. They're not ignoring the problem. They see it. They're addressing it. And now we wait to see if it actually shows up on Sunday. Because let's be honest, fans don't want to hear about focus in practice or things trending in the right direction. They want results. They want to see the Eagles come out and light it up, not just grind out another ugly win. That might have worked the first couple of weeks, but if Philly is serious about competing for a championship this year, they're going to need more than just grit. They're going to need to execute. That brings us back to Kevin Bullough. This game against the Rams might be the most important of his young tenure as offensive coordinator. Not because the season hinges on it, far from it, but because this is his chance to prove he can adjust, evolve, and get the most out of his guys. Can he scheme A.J. Brown open consistently? Can he get Devonta in space? Can he find ways to use motion, misdirection, or tempo to keep the Rams off balance? These are the questions we're waiting to have answered. And if Bullough can't find those answers soon, the pressure is only going to mount. Because again, this team is too talented to be scraping by offensively. They should be dominating. Of course, things won't be perfect. That's the reality of football. You're going to have rough games. You're going to have weeks where things just don't click. But there's a big difference between a slow start and a structural issue. And that's what this game could help reveal. If the offense comes out flat again, struggles with the same problems, and fails to generate chunk plays, then it's fair to start questioning whether the issues are deeper than just early season rust. On the flip side, if they come out firing, take advantage of mismatches, and finally get A.J. Brown cooking downfield, then maybe all the panic from the first 2 weeks was premature. That's what makes this such a fascinating matchup. And the best part? The Eagles aren't even close to peaking. There's a real feeling around this team that they're just scratching the surface. The defense is only going to get better as the young guys gain confidence and experience. The offense still has another gear they haven't hit yet. And the coaching staff is starting to show signs of understanding where the adjustments need to be made. That's the kind of growth you want to see early in the year. Not perfection, not dominance every week, but progress, resilience, the ability to win while still figuring things out. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling around the NFL, and it seems the rumor mill just hit a fever pitch. Could Myles Garrett, the relentless defensive powerhouse, be heading to Philadelphia? Sources close to team insiders suggest the Eagles are in advanced talks to bring the pass-rushing phenom to the city of brotherly love, and fans are already buzzing with anticipation. Garrett, known for his explosive speed, off the edge, and ability to disrupt any quarterback in the league, has been a game-changer wherever he has played. If this deal comes to fruition, it would instantly reshape the Eagles' defensive identity. Philadelphia's front office has reportedly been exploring ways to strengthen a defense that has shown flashes of brilliance, but often falters in the trenches against elite offenses. Garrett's presence would not just add raw power. It would bring an aura of intimidation, a name that offenses fear to face. Sources hint that the Eagles see him as the missing puzzle piece for their championship aspirations. The idea of Garrett lining up alongside their young, versatile linebackers and stifling opposing quarterbacks has fans imagining entire game plans bending around his relentless pursuit. Insiders also suggest that Garrett is intrigued by the potential role in Philly. Known for his competitive spirit and desire to chase titles, he reportedly sees the Eagles as a team on the rise, with the right mix of talent and coaching to make a serious playoff push. While no official announcements have been made, the buzz in locker rooms and on social media is undeniable. Fans are already speculating about how the defensive schemes might shift to maximize Garrett's extraordinary abilities, picturing highlight reels of sacks, forced fumbles, and game-changing plays week after week. Of course, rumors like these are always taken with caution. Negotiations cap space, and contract details can shift quickly, and until something is signed, nothing is set in stone. Yet the mere thought of Myles Garrett in Eagles green has sparked a flurry of excitement, discussions, and debate across NFL circles. Analysts are weighing the impact on rival teams, imagining how offenses might adjust to a relentless pass rusher that can dominate from the first snap. Whether this buzz becomes reality or fades into another offseason what-if, one thing is certain. The name Garrett has everyone talking, and Philadelphia fans are dreaming of a defense unlike anything they've seen in years. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.